Welcome to the Aftershow with the reason to try the pulse of gaming, the culture's greatest high. With every click and sound, the heartbeat of our dream. We dive into the depths for passion. Let's exceed. Turn it all down, yeah. The Aftershow begin. Our culture's got the spotlight. We're giving them a rest. It's passion under passion. The topic's to explore. It cannot dorm that's found to enter. In the world we know, we're breaking through the noise. Till the fire is high, with days and culture's voice.
Welcome back, Naysayer Nation. It is I, Sadot the Gamer, here once again for the Aftershow Podcast, the best way to waste your time on a Sunday evening. I'm joined by, unfortunately, one of the biggest Boston sports fans that I know, fresh off of WrestleMania, which I'm sure we'll hear all about in excruciating detail that I have no idea what what to make of because I haven't tapped in, but I'm sure it will be riveting stuff. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. People, every time we take a break, things go crazy. We got people going on strike in a in a Marvel video game. we got Xbox dropping some heat with the Oblivion remaster. We had of course the big surprise Ghost of Yotei reveal, new trailer, blog, all the pre-order information, all that good stuff. We'll get into that. We'll talk a little about the Invincible game as well, and little playoff basketball. But first, how you doing, Mr. JayShockblast? You have some good news.
Yeah, it's been a good week. I don't know if I can get him over here. He's out cold on the floor. Let me see if I can get him. Wilson, hey, come here, buddy. Come here. Come here.
Jay has a new member of the family.
He's like, nah. He loves laying down right there. It's a mess, but that is Wilson. He's got his little tongue sticking out. He's got a little bit of an overbite. So yeah, he's out cold right now, and Evie has a new brother. So yeah, he's doing really good. He's about 16 months old. We drove down to Connecticut last Saturday to get him, and honestly, I mean, other than murdering my little stuffed Elgato logo, like I don't think this week could have really gone much better. He's such a love bug. He just wants to be loved. He loves everybody. Like when we got home with him, we came inside, like he immediately went to my brother and like crawled in his lap and was like kissing him everywhere. Same thing with like everybody he meets. He's just, hey, what's up? Let's be best friends. And it's crazy. So Evie's doing great with it. She's opening up quite a bit. So I'm very, very happy for her. We weren't really like in a big hurry. But then we kind of noticed like in the last, month or two that she's been doing a little bit worse. And, we knew that Thor made a huge difference. So, we got an opportunity, we took it, and it is going pretty well so far. He has a lot of energy though.
I mean, I would expect he's a baby.
Yeah. So he's almost the same age and size as Evie. He's about 10 pounds heavier, but probably about 6 months younger, give or take. We don't know exacts on everything, but yeah, it's been a good week. It's been a good week. We can't really complain. So thank you.
Love to see it. Best wishes for our new best boy Wilson. Hopefully, merch soon.
We went back and forth. Like we talked. His name was Justin when we got him, and one of the reasons we went with Wilson is because we thought they were close, and it would be easier for him to adapt to the new name. And but like once we heard his story, it made so much sense. He came from a puppy mill, very neglected, almost died. He had a nasty viral inspection in his spine when they got him, and he was like near death. Ended up losing. We don't know that he's completely blind in one eye because like I've tested it from time to time, like put my finger in and he reacts to it. So he definitely has like a loss of vision. And when I kind of heard that, I was like, "Ooh, this is perfect." I would never call a dog Deathstroke or Deadpool, but
Yeah.
if you think about it, Wilson is both of their last name.
Sure.
He's a little bit blind in one eye, so he's a little bit Slade. He's a crazy high energy boxer, so he's a little bit Wade. So I liked it. I thought it worked out really good. So we're
No,
happy. He's
no,
pretty cool.
valid. What's up, chat? Thank you once again for hanging out with us. We got Old Man Eastwood. We still got to get you the gold in Marvel Rivals, sir. We'll work on that. What's up, Gabe? What's up, Marvel? How you doing? How's everything? What's up, Lucky? Welcome. What's up, Steven? Appreciate all y'all. The other Jay, Spider Dad. What's up? What's up, Liam? Appreciate all y'all hanging out tonight. So might as well get this out the way early, so I don't fall asleep later on in the show. What happened with the wrestling?
It was a pretty good WrestleMania. I can't complain. Night one, CM Punk main evented. It was a great match. I didn't need him to win. I think just having him in the match was like a dream come true. And the way that it ended was like fantastic for the stories. So we're really happy with that. Night two, though, John Cena did win the world title from Cody Rhodes when there was interference from Travis Scott.
Scott again?
Yes, I did say that. Travis Scott interfered in the match, and it was a really not great match and a really stupid ending. And the worst part is John Cena's whole heel turn has been awful. I am sorry. He's boring. He's bland. He's vanilla, and it's just terrible. It's honestly like what he's saying like makes sense, I guess, but it's stupid. And The Rock interjected himself for no reason. Like there's no purpose to what The Rock did in this, so it makes it really stupid. Everybody was expecting some like payoff at WrestleMania. Like, okay, why did he do this for The Rock? And the answer was no reason.
So it was less Jordan with the Wizards and more Shaq on the Celtics.
Yes, it was very like, and it's stupid to me because like at this point, like they haven't had John Cena be a bad guy, a heel, like for his whole career. And you're literally on the back nine, right? He's got his thing is I have 25 appearances left, okay, and then I'm done forever. I'm out, all right. And you're gonna use this on him, everybody hating him, when he's like the number one Make-A-Wish guy in the history of the event, and like he's just so beloved by it. Like it's stupid. It doesn't make sense. You missed your like it's one of those things like it's a little too late. You missed your opportunity to do it, and now doing it just to do it is dumb. So all the other matches were fine, whatever. It was fun. I mean, it was a good WrestleMania, but otherwise, but I was just happy to see CM Punk at his main event. Very nostalgic interview or intro. He had Living Color play him in. And it was really cool. That match is really good. And yeah, it was a good weekend for the wrestling.
Actually sounds fun. I'm sure they'll try to end it with him going back to face.
Well, the thing that he's saying he's going to do is he is going to be the last world champion. And when he retires, he's going to take it with him. And he's like, you'll have a new belt and you can make up a new history for it. But the belt that matters leaves with me and all of its history. There'll never be another world champion. And I understand what he's doing, but it's like even that has kind of been done before. Like he had a really big feud with CM Punk. Like basically the feud that turned CM Punk into like a megastar was with John Cena. Like he had the famous pipe bomb, and they had a match where Punk was like, "My contract is up, and I'm leaving, and I'm taking the belt with me." And that's exactly what he did. He beat John Cena. He won the title, and then he left for a couple months. And then he did eventually come back, but like it was, I feel like it's been done before and it's done way better. So I don't know. I just feel like it's a little too late. But
Unfortunate. I appreciate Jay for becoming a member. Welcome to the backstage.
Thank you, Spider Dad. Speaking of spiders, real quick, I got these in the mail today. These are by David Nakayama. They're these cool little Spider-Man pins. They're like blind boxes, and I thought I ordered 3, but I guess I accidentally ordered 6. I ordered 3 twice, 2 weeks apart. So we got the Miles Morales.
Ooh, that looks cool.
We got the Peter Parker. I got 2 of those. Then I got Silk.
Ooh.
And finally I got the Venom.
No,
so I didn't.
Not less than 19 inches.
Yeah. So the only one I didn't get was the Symbiote Spider-Man, which was the Chase. But the Money in the Bank 2011 for sure. So yeah, as you know, David Nakayama, one of my favorite artists. So pretty happy with those.
What's up, Captain? Welcome.
I also got a sword in the mail yesterday.
An actual sword?
Yes, it is a sword. I guess I don't have to play like I wanted to play it coy like on Twitter, but nobody engaged with it. I got a random email like 2 weeks ago from a company that wanted to do a sponsored video, and they're like, "Oh, they're called Raven Forge, and it is Altair's sword from Assassin's Creed." They're like, "We just came out with this. I haven't even opened the box yet. We just coming out with this. We're wondering if you're interested in it. Like, what would your rate be?" And I know businessman Sadot's going to hate me for this, but I said, if you're sending me that $350 sword, I ain't charging you nothing. Just send it to me. I want it.
Oh,
but
as your manager / pimp, I do not advise that.
I understand, but I was like, you know what? I am okay with that sword. So send it this way. I can't wait to open it. And it's kind of like it's I don't want to be like ungrateful, but I looked at their site and some of the other official licensed stuff they have, and I was like, God damn, they have Geralt's sword. They also have one for Yasuke and Nawe. They have a few assassin stuff, but these are like official swords, and I'm not gonna complain about Altair. That was their newest one. That was what they wanted to promote. So. And the last crazy email I got this week, I've told you about how like Fanatics keeps hitting me up, like wanting to do stuff with me. So in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, I'm driving down to New York City to take. It's not even Fanatic Fest. I thought that's what they wanted me to go to. This is actually a meeting at Fanatics HQ with some executives and Michael Rubin himself.
Oh, well. I mean, you're JayShockblast, of course.
Yeah, I don't understand why they want me there.
I mean, obviously, they want you on the board of directors, just like your meetings with Ed Boon.
I mean, it's weird. Like, so like Ed Boon makes sense though. Like, I don't know what. Like, it's not just that they've asked me to do this; they've been chasing me for a year, and I don't get it. But I'm not going to say no. I mean, it should be. I don't know what to expect.
It's because you're JayShockblast.
I don't even know what that means anymore, to be honest with you.
They want you to run. They want you to probably run Fanatics Fest.
Sure. Yeah, I wish. Please give me some money out of this. So we'll see what happens. That should be interesting. Maybe I'll get invited to the white party.
Yeah. Hopefully, there's no baby oil after hours in that one.
That's fair. I think Diddy did go to those, didn't he? I think this one's one of the more wild ones though, because I think of like the things that Michael Rubin invites people to, and I am certainly not the type of person that gets to go to those things. So I don't know. Maybe Tom Brady will show up. I'll be happy then.
No, be careful and don't accept any drinks.
That's fair.
That's the.
How was your week? I saw you playing Xbox games.
Yeah, I had some time. I had did my Rivals content, did all my other content, and I had suddenly had a hole in my schedule where I was like, well, I don't have any videos I need to make, and I've gotten several key offers from Xbox directly. Shout out to Xbox to play some of their new games on PS5. So I made a whole thing of it. So we did Forza on PS5. We streamed that. Didn't enjoy that one. The game was gorgeous. Hadn't played a racing game in a long time, but performance, absolute dog water. Worst, probably the worst performance AAA game I've played since. I might have to go back to Outriders at launch, because at least for Suicide Squad worked for me, like it was a smooth 60 FPS, but like it was just constantly stuttering. Like it was like I swapped back and forth around, like I could not get a stable frame rate at all, even during cutscenes. It was bad. It was really bad.
Yeah, I'm not very much into racing games myself. But I did play one of the Forzas that had like a Lego mode.
Yeah.
And I mean, the game is gorgeous. Like
beautiful.
They do
I was
job.
I was enjoying it, but I was for a little bit, but but it was just like the performance was just so bad. Like that's obviously extremely important in our racing game, and I couldn't get into it. So, but we had better luck with the other Xbox game that they sent me, Oblivion Remastered. So I'm not a Bethesda guy. Their only game I played was Fallout 4, and I only played that after the Amazon show came out. I was never a Bethesda enjoyer. Always obviously I knew about Skyrim and Fallout. Heard all the horror stories about 76. Heard all people praising the Skyrim mods. Never got into it myself, but when I heard a couple months ago that they were, because this was pretty much an open secret, and they were shadow dropping Oblivion Remastered, I was like, all right, this could be something. And then I saw the screenshots of it. I was like, oh, this actually might be good. So after I covered the stream, I figured, okay, this I could actually tap into this. I'm looking for a new RPG to play, and I'm loving it. Like, yeah, performance is also ass, but not as bad as Forza.
I'm on the superior Xbox, so I haven't really noticed any issues.
I'm on a superior PS5 Pro, and I noticed that there are some frame drops when you're like kind of running out in the open fields, but otherwise it runs pretty smoothly. Another very beautiful game, especially considering how old it was. They did an incredible job with this remaster. It's crazy they're calling it a remaster. It's more of a remake.
Yeah, because I feel it's in Unreal 5 now.
Yeah.
And I do feel like that is the one thing that stood out, is just how modern it feels. Like, obviously it's not like perfect by any stretch of the imagination, like when it comes to like modernizing, but when you compare it to like other games that came out around that time that have had, like, if they could do something like that for KOTOR or just this, I would be thrilled. Like,
yeah, because I've actually played several of these like kind of old Star Wars remasters,
right?
And they were nowhere near this level of quality. Not even close.
Yeah.
Like,
Oblivion was the first game I got for Xbox 360. I've told the story before. I distinctly remember I was waiting for PS3 to come out, and Madden was coming out. So I was like, ooh, do I get it for PS2, or I got this big bonus? Do I get a 360? So I decided to get the 360, and I bought Oblivion and Madden 2006. I think Sean Alexander was on the cover.
Yeah.
I don't know, but those like the first game I played.
My Xbox 360 RPG was Fable 2. And if the same company wants to do a remaster like of this quality for Fable 2, I'm their day one. I'm their day one. They don't even have to sit. I'm getting that. Fable 2 in my top 3 favorite games of all time. if it got a remaster of this quality, I would definitely be diving headfirst into that. I love that game. I hope the new Fable is good. Don't really have high hopes for it, but I'm definitely taking a wait and see approach because I love Fable, and I just want the series to be great again. But yeah, I'm enjoying Oblivion Remaster. I made a wizard. I made a custom wizard class because I wanted to just do all the magic. I mean, it's an RPG. When in an RPG, I'm not trying to swing around swords like a sucker. I want to do some magic, and the magic combat is actually a lot of fun. I basically just for fun for the stream, I made Voldemort. Voldemort because everyone was making ugly characters, so I just made a Voldemort, and the magic is really fun. I'm doing a lot of I'm putting a lot of work as a conjurer. I'm summoning a skeleton to fight for me, and I'm throwing. I unlock the fire magic. I can do the Palpatine shock finger touch. I got healing. I got the clairvoyance, so I'm never lost. It's really fun. I'm actually having a lot of fun. I'm gonna finish this one because I got some time until the next big game. For May, it's like I think I haven't played Claire Expedition. That's the new big RPG that everyone's gushing about. I'm tempted to play it. It's very successful. It's I thought it might be something to work. This was another game I think that was at the Xbox showcase.
Last year.
It's an indie game made by a small studio, but
30 people.
Yeah, like 30 people, but incredible visuals. I was turned off obviously because it was turn-based, but it's also like kind of a twist on the turn-based because it's like reactive. So even though it's still turn-based, you can like parry and block and dodge on your opponent's turn. But it's currently the front runner for game of the year. It's doing crazy numbers right now on all platforms. It sold over 1 million copies in the first day. It's doing crazy numbers, and most importantly, it's got the anti-woke grifters up in arms. Like you love to see it.
It's on Game Pass too.
Yeah,
I was gonna skip it because I feel there's like a lot going on right now, and I don't want to like. I don't know. I've been like overwhelmed lately. Like I'm in a weird headspace, like with the games and everything. Like and I'll get into more of that when we start talking about Marvel Rivals. But I don't know. I just feel like I didn't want to like start something because I didn't even end up playing. What was that game? South of Midnight.
Yeah.
Like I like literally sat on the title screen for like a long time, and I just haven't started it, and I want to. But all this reaction, it's like I almost feel like I have to for this one. So
it seems like Claire is definitely one you might want to tap into. I'm not a turn-based guy, but I'm tempted just to own the chuds, and it does look like an amazing guy. I was watching a little bit of Afro Sendru. They did a sponsored video with him, and I was watching a little bit of a beginning. Looks incredible. It might be something I tap into, but right now I'm enjoying this. Really enjoying this Oblivion remaster. I've never played Oblivion before, so I'm like tapping into that. And we got Lost Soul Aside next month, which I'm definitely looking forward to playing as well. So my hands are full. The end of next month is also season 2.5 of Marvel Rivals. Ultron is coming. That's going to obviously the new updates are always exciting, but in this particular instance, crazy time in the Marvel Rivals community.
We also have Doom
Dark Ages.
Yeah, very excited for that.
Is coming, and also May is the rumored month of the PlayStation event. It's said to be a PlayStation showcase this time around. They usually have one every other year, so we're going to have potentially a lot of gaming news to go over as well. So May is going to be a big month. It's also me and Dwayne The Rock Johnson's birthday month.
Oh,
we actually have the same birthday, May 2nd.
Interesting. Oh yes, I have that. I have that in my phone. Hold on. I don't know if you can see it. Let's go to my my calendar. All right. May 2nd, Sadot's birthday. It's in there.
Sadot in the Rock.
I have it set up as a repeats yearly, and it will send out an alert at 9 a.m. every May 2nd. I will know it's Sadot's birthday, so hopefully a year from now we're still friends. And I see no reason why we wouldn't be.
I mean the world could end, you know.
Well, yeah. You've received your first click on your referral page.
Ooh.
For StreamYards.
Oh,
weird. I don't know what that's all about.
Oh, if you share your referral link to, I guess, someone who you get some kind of bonus if you share your referral link with someone uses signs up StreamYard or something.
There you go.
So there you go. If you want to use StreamYard, do it through our referral or whatever. I don't really care.
We also got Thunderbolts coming this week.
Yeah, I'm going to see it. I want to see it on Thursday.
Yeah, same. I have a 2:00 ticket for Thunderbolts. It is a busy week actually. Wednesday I have something I'm going to in Boston. It's like a YouTube event. Like a gathering. I don't know exactly what to expect, but
Illuminati YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it's like real legit.
Like,
I don't know what it's gonna be, but I have things to say about things. So,
yeah, for sure. Well, you let them know on my behalf. I think I have. Well, we'll see what Marvel Rivals is cooking up. I got some stuff I got to deal with them about, but I have one video planned, but otherwise, but going to enjoy my birthday, watch some Thunderbolts, and then we'll talk about it on the show. I think it's going to be really good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's getting good reviews, like early reviews. Everybody's seems to be liking it. So
yeah, I had a good feeling when I saw that they changed writers and I got to see a little more of the footage. I think it's going to be pretty good. I'm definitely enthusiastic enough to actually go see this one in person.
Got our first MCU ad for Marvel Rivals as well with Sebastian Stan's very enthusiastic.
So enthusiastic.
Read.
Someone said Kevin Feige is behind the camera holding a gun, which I definitely believe. There's absolutely no way Sebastian Stan has ever heard of Marvel Rivals before filming that.
Yeah.
He did not look happy about any part of that.
Again.
He was just like, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'm actually ever since my brother moved, it's been like he's not that far away. He's about like 25 minutes away. Yeah, it's not that bad, but like he works and then it's like a matter of figuring out the right time to like go in which theater to go to, and there's nothing really in between us, so it's either him going all the way to mine or me going all the way to his. So I just decided, you know what? Nobody's ever home for the first showing, so I'm just gonna go to the very first showing, start going to the very first showing and not like worry about it. I did that for whatever movie I had to go to the stupid AMC for. Captain America. And it worked out really well. So I'd rather just go early in the day because then if I'm going later at night, then it kind of messes up with the new skin drops and everything. So like this week I didn't do a skin drop stream because I was doing something.
Yeah. Also there are leaks out there for Thunderbolts, so make sure just a heads up, don't do too much Thunderbolt searching on the social media. There are spoilers for the film floating out there just as a heads up, so be careful about that.
Yeah,
but yeah, it shows just how popular Rivals is, that they're now you know, going beyond just the normal tie-in.
Oh, it's the draft. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they actually had a whole like event with streamers. Like you had streamers had early access. Not only just you had Sebastian Stan doing a promo for it, but you had top streamers doing some kind of a little tournament thing, and they were showing off the skin in game early. Rivals has definitely made the MCU take notice. They're actually giving Jeff the Landshark his own comic. Marvel just announced this
Yeah, I saw that.
this week. My Rivals is doing big things, but which is crazy because season 2 definitely not getting as much hype overall, I'd say, as the last season. Maybe it'll pick up a little bit more when Ultron came up, but a lot of people in particular are upset about ranked. It's been people complaining about that since the launch, but it just got way out of hand. What a top streamer named Negro's back, which was crazy. He said this back in season 1. He was reacting to a clip on Reddit, on a post on Reddit during season 1, where someone was complaining about how overpowered Dive, like Spider-Man and Black Panther, are, and as a support player, and Negros is basically partially rage baiting, but also like calling those Reddit support players stupid, and saying how it's like the easiest role and they can't do the bare minimum. And in his defense, like this was like season 1 at the peak of, this is before any of the Dive got a buff, and this was like the peak of the triple support meta where like support was actually extremely overpowered. Like nothing was dying. It was basically, Dive at that point was basically unplayable if your team just had any brain cells. And he was just like how are you still struggling against Dive when this is like the most overpowered support comp? like it's over. Well, someone took that clip out of and cut it up out of context and shared it for season 2, and which is particularly a tough season because not only did Dive get a buff, but support players kind of got shafted a little bit in the rank system. They made some changes to how points, they added an individual performance component to rank now. So in theory, if you perform really well, you'll get a lot of extra points. If you perform badly, you'll lose more points. And the result has been, if you're a lot of support players and some Vanguard players will not get that many points if they win, and lose a ton in a loss. From what people analyze, it seems like the new system pretty much only rewards you for having a lot of final hits and high damage, which obviously completely favors DPS characters.
Right.
And that led to that plus the Necros comments on, which blew up on TikTok, led to a support strike where support players are claiming they're going on strike. This might legitimately be the most online thing that's ever occurred.
I my last stream, I got really frustrated and ended it because I think somebody that like I love dearly was trying to pull that shit on me and was ignoring me, and like we were having games where there's only one healer, and I was trying to do like I do themed streams usually,
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, this is who I'm going to focus on this stream, and I feel like I switch it up. I play all classes. And in this one, I was willing to play Loki. But like every time there was only one healer, it was our one random, and they were fucking Loki. So I'm like, all right, can somebody else please and like I felt bad for King Greek because he kept like just playing healer. And it's like, but like we had this one person who would literally lock in Iron Man like every time. Somebody like I love, and I was so pissed. And I'm 100% sure he was doing it intentionally. Because we're striking. Fuck you. Like I'm sorry. That's like, listen, I play support often, and I disagree with the premise of what he's saying. Okay, I do feel like there is every bit as much skilled support players that are good at what they do. Okay. But the reality is, like, you're not hurting him by striking as a support, like, unless you're playing with him. Okay.
Which you're not. He plays with KG, who's like a top 500 support player.
Right. So, like, you're never going to hurt him personally. All you're going to do is hurt your own game and the people you're playing with. So it's stupid. It's like there's got to be other ways to, like, make your point other than in unrelated matches choosing not to play support. It's really stupid. Like, I think I have no respect for the argument whatsoever. So I don't know.
I think it actually kind of strengthened what the people like Necros have been saying about the support community in the Rivals for a while, like how they can't take any criticism and they're just like spoiled. Like I think he was definitely rage baiting and just saying a lot of some stupid stuff, but I think a lot of what he said is true. This mostly applies to like just lower skill players, but I think what people understand is that support is without question the most important role in the game, but it is the easiest role to get into at the baseline. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like because if you just look at the basic functions of each role, the bare minimum you have to do to get value on support is just press a button when your teammates' health bar starts going down. That's like the bare minimum you need to do to get value. Whereas if you're on DPS, you have to in order to get value, you have to get a kill or drive off a flanker without diving or force important cooldowns on the enemy supports. You know, if you get off a good flank, like they're and you know with a tank, you have to be able to basically control the pace of the game, take space. Like there's a lot more difficult to kind of get base value, but all the roles have decently high skill ceilings, more so depending on the character. Like obviously if you're on support, it takes a lot more skill to play Loki than it does to play Rocket. Right. Yep. Like there are good Rocket players, but there's a very big difference in skill requirements between being a good Rocket player and a good Loki player. Just like if you're on DPS, it's a difference between being a good Hela, who's just a completely busted character, and a good Spider-Man who has all these counters and a lot of technical requirements in order to get any value off of it. So it depends. It definitely depends on the character as well. But I think everybody kind of in their community needs to kind of not just get better, but reflect on their own mistakes and not just immediately blame other people, especially because most of them aren't good enough to make that judgment. Like the default thing obviously is to blame healer. That a lot of people do that by default in the game.
Especially if it's Eastwood.
Especially if it's Jay. Like Jay loves yelling at Eastwood. Yeah, but
my favorite part about Marvel Rivals.
But there is definitely truth to people saying support players a lot of support players aren't skilled because they are I'll hear support players all the time complain about being dove, and it's like they'll blame their team for losing, or DPS or their tanks for dying, when the reason they're dying is because they're not getting healed. and they're not getting healed because you're dying because support players, I notice as someone who plays a lot of support, because I learned all three roles and I could play them at a reasonably high level. Like me and Greek play, we play a lot. He hit Celestial last season. I was Diamond. We played against Celestials and GM players. Like I know I could hold my own. I understand all the different roles. So I know from experience playing support at a higher level that I'll get a lot of support teammates who don't know what they're doing. Like a lot of situations where we can stop a dive by ourselves by literally just healing each other, and the other support will just be running around like a chicken with their head cut off, or just like never look at me. Like I'm sitting there,
Yeah.
I'll be sitting there right next to them at like 50 HP getting dived, and they won't even turn around or pay any attention. Like that's the biggest problem. Support players have no awareness. They don't heal. Like if you like when it comes to peeling, like they're always complaining, oh, you got to peel, you got to come help us. No, it's not your tank's job to come back and babysit you, because the tank can't create space if he has to run back and babysit the support.
Yeah.
It's the flanker can't do that either, because their job is to flank. The number one person who should be peeling when a support is dived is the other support, like because they have the most ability to do that. Now, if you have an anti-dive character on your team, yeah, like your Namor, you should be peeling, of course. But if your other support, literally just heal them, like that's all you have to do. Preach, Eastwood. Here's now this, and Jay will often apologize when he gets a little in the moment, because that is something
I can very much get in the moment. That's very me.
Yeah,
and I always call it back.
Yeah, a lot, and that can happen a lot. Like I watch, especially when Jay's like on tank. Like I'll actually watch his games, and I'm like, I'll actually know like what's about to happen before it happens. I'm like, oh, Jay's about to die, and he's going to blame his healers.
Yeah, I know I'm aggressive, but also I know, like, I watch the way that like other people get to play sometimes, and I'm like, damn, that would be nice if I could just get a little bit of support like that.
You're not that guy, Jay. You're not playing with those guys.
You're right. I'm just stuck with Eastwood, but Eastwood is a loyal companion. So
like that's a big mistake a lot of people make. And shout out to the healers who are able to do this, because like I think the problem is Jay sometimes will play with people like me who can cover for him when his positioning gets out of hand and he puts himself in a terrible position, and we could save him at the last minute. But yeah, as someone who has played a lot of support, Lord Cloak and Dagger here, especially if you're on tank, do not stand out in the open. Like, it's not a good idea when you're taking space on tank. Always take space near cover. Like you're not supposed to stand out in the open brawling with the other tank. Like you're supposed to be, ideally, like if you're like an Emma or like a Strange, or a Mag, you should be shooting at the squishy targets behind the enemy tank while you're trying to take space, but also keeping behind cover. Because if you're out in the open, well, guess what? You have no cover, and you're going to have 6 people all concentrating their fire directly at you.
My favorite is when like everybody is far away and I'm the thing, and I just like shoot my finger guns at them. It's like pew pew. I'll just stand here and I don't know, hold my junk.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, because the thing in particular, he's deceptively hard to play, because he can definitely be a frontline brawler. He can definitely be a dive, but he doesn't have enough survivability to stand on the front line actually that long. Like he's not like a Magneto. So you actually need to be more strategic with your engagements with the thing, and always have like someone nearby that you can jump to.
Yeah.
In order to get out. So and Jay will definitely get a little, especially on the thing, he'll get a little caught up in throwing those addictive haymakers.
Yeah, I understand that like part of the problem is my like getting bored. Like I'm like, God damn, I can't, like, all right, I guess I'll just stand here, wait for everybody else to figure their shit out. Because I can't get anywhere, it's like, so I get it. Like, and I'm usually pretty honest. I will admit, well, that's on me, like I know when I fuck up. So, but it is what it is. I still, it's just a catch-22, because I also, when I play, I like, hey, you want to join, just request to join. And my thing is that like I'm playing with people of whatever skill level, and it is what
usually
it
pretty
is.
low.
Yeah, I mean, some people are better than others,
Yeah, for sure.
and I have to like I feel like I'm making up for John Cena's like lack of Make a Wish, bringing people like Eastwood along with me,
It's
you
just
know.
it's just quick play, Jay.
It's just quick play, but I am the quick play god,
You are.
GAWD. So yeah, I'll tell you what, man. Like my point has never been more clear than all this nonsense with the ranked. Everybody bitching about everything. It's like, you know what? When you play quick play, it doesn't matter. So
And also technically you can brag a little bit because I believe, Jay, you can actually say that you have a 90% win rate in ranked this season.
that was crazy. But that's why like that was what was confusing to me though. Like everybody's talking about how like support wasn't really getting as much, whenever they won, but like I was getting like 50 points a game. So maybe those supports are just shitty.
That too, but also first of all 100%, but also you get a lot of points just in general in the early
Okay.
ranks. Like yeah, like if you're like bronze, silver, like you if you perform decently, you're going to get a ton of points. Like it's and the amount of points you get drops off as you get higher and higher. People were mostly the people who are mostly complaining were like like on those higher ranks, like like plat diamond GM, like GM, when where you had situations up there where support players were getting MVPs and they were getting like 21 points, and a DPS would get MVP and get like 30. And I actually saw a screenshot of a Luna who won and got 6. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, as somebody that like literally does not care about rank, I'm just glad I can just log on and play, but at the same time, like I don't know, lately I feel like I haven't been getting as many of the better people on my friends list in my matches with me.
Sure.
Plus,
I haven't been doing too much. When they add the new when they do the new patch, I'll definitely grab Greek and we'll try to run some test the new rank system and the new buffs.
yeah, as always, I always appreciate playing with Greek because he's so flexible and he'll just do whatever. But I also kind of like feel bad because like I feel like he's doing me a favor by playing with me. Like having somebody as skilled as him play with me, and like I just wish that like I was giving him better matches sometimes, but not wasting his time. So yeah. Code Nix. Oof. What's up? What's up, Laquan? Yeah, that's this NBA. Like I don't want to like go too far off left here, but this NBA playoffs has been kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'm enjoying. I didn't watch a lot of the regular season, but I was definitely ready to tap in for the playoffs once I saw where everything is. I'm pretty much ignoring the Cavaliers and the Celtics series, and mostly the Thunder as well, because I was like, well, we already know who's going to win those, so we don't really need to pay attention to that.
I'm a little worried about the Celtics right now. They're pretty banged up, and they should have won Game 3. They played pretty poorly, but the Magic are like kind of like playing like bitches. They're definitely trying to hit. I mean, bro, I'm from Boston. You think I'm gonna give any love to New York? Come on now.
Yeah, I don't dislike New York. I just don't care.
No, I mean that Knicks team is tough. I'll give them credit. I like Jalen Brunson.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna front. I like him.
I'm definitely a Brunson fan for sure. I like some of their players. I'm not a Thibodeau fan. I think he ruins his players. I like Brunson. I like Josh Hart. They got OG. They got some good people on there, but Yeah, Miami, they gotta get their shit together, bro. Like,
Yeah.
this ain't it. I'm wondering. Do you think? So if the Lakers, I think the Lakers are lose. I'm calling Minnesota in 6. I think I'm going to go Minnesota in 6, but
Aren't they going back to Minnesota?
Let's see. It's 3-1, so they should be going back to LA for next game.
Oh, I thought. All right,
because
they were just in LA.
They just lost in Minnesota. So
okay.
So they should be going back to LA for game 5. I think the Clippers are really surprising a lot of people because everyone kind of assumed when they lost Paul George that they were just going to be trash, but they didn't count on the fact that Kawhi would like actually get healthy. and they're playing Denver tough, and Denver is, I mean, I feel bad for Jokic. Like he's such a great player, and his team is
coaching the team.
He's literally coaching. Firing Malone before the playoffs started was fucking insane.
Yeah,
and
I've never seen anything like that.
It's unbelievable. I could the Grizzlies situation is like, okay, there was a lot of crazy shit. There was a lot of shit behind the scenes brewing over that led to this. Still surprising, but there was still stuff happening. Like we knew he was definitely going at some point. But the Nuggets situation makes no sense at all. Like that's crazy. Now Jokic has to not only carry all the scoring and setting and doing all the playmaking, he also has to coach the fucking team. Like this is crazy. Like they need all these heroics just to keep it competitive against the freaking Clippers that no one thought was a realistic title contender this year. But they are giving the Nuggets that series might go to 7 games. Like it's crazy. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, that putback last night was pretty crazy though too.
Wow finish. Holy.
Now, if his hands were still on the ball, even though it was in the cylinder, but if his hands were still on the ball, when that red light goes off, does it still count?
Apparently they counted. So I think I saw B-Ball Breakdown did a video. I didn't watch it yet, but apparently it is like a rule. Technically, is like more somewhat obscure rule. So I think technically, because the ball was in the cylinder, it counts because it was literally in the cylinder.
Right.
Whereas if he had his hands on the ball and like it was outside the cylinder, whether it was jump shot or he was just about to put it in, it wouldn't have counted. But the fact that it was already inside it meant that it as soon as it's inside the cylinder, it's a bucket, I guess.
I think it was relevant in this case because I'm pretty sure his hands were off of it, like at like 0.001, you know, like so. But yeah, like I was just thinking about if that light went red while his fingers were still on the ball, but it was like halfway down, you know.
Yeah.
I was wondering how that would work because that was crazy. The Celtics tried to do something like that in Game 3. I hated it. It was a really poor play. They inbounded to Porzingis, who got like dragged down, no foul, but whatever. Who cares? Like it was a stupid play. They kind of deserved it. No, I mean actually, Jaylen Brown did kind of cry a little bit after the game. So, yeah, I don't love that. I don't love it when you like sit there and like the refs could be to blame, but you kind of got to like
man up and move on.
Yeah.
But it's Boston. What do you expect? Realistically, I don't think unless everyone on the Celtics gets hurt, I don't anticipate them losing the series.
They shouldn't, but like for whatever reason, like the Magic are like they play hard. I'm gonna give them that.
For sure.
And they're like making them earn every point, but there is something about the way that they're playing that is annoying me. Like it's just like they are absolutely like trying to hurt the Celtics. Like it's a fact.
You think they're playing dirty?
I do think they're playing a little dirty. Yeah. I don't like. I respect when like they're pressing and like the Celtics are fucking up because of it. Like I can respect that. But like their fouls are hard every time on purpose. So yeah.
So it's basically like a real playoff basketball.
I mean, that is how it goes sometimes. And that's why, normally there are these teams that's like, oh, I kind of respect them. And it gets chippy and stuff like that. And you're like, oh, fuck these guys, You go through it more in like hockey. But like, yeah, like I feel like there's a lot, like that's why I hate the Florida Panthers. Like they're just like terrible, like in that regard where they're like they play very cheap a lot of the times. So
Reach. I like the physicality that we're seeing. Like I saw in the game earlier, Gobert got mad at LeBron because LeBron boxed him out. He just elbowed him in the back of the neck.
Yeah. Well, I saw another clip of Ant like hand checking LeBron all the way up the court. There was also that meme of LeBron getting caught looking for the foul. I don't know if you saw that pop up.
Oh no!
Where like all of a sudden he's like he got caught peeking.
The flop.
Yeah, he's had some really bad ones this year.
What a bitch!
Yeah,
LeBron. It's crazy because undeniably, like what he's doing at his age was incredible. Like he played, even though he I think when he goes scoreless in the fourth quarter, he made some huge defensive plays. His team just fumbled the bag multiple times, but what he's doing at that age, playing that many minutes, definitely got to respect it. Even though I don't like him personally.
Yeah, listen, I'm a few years older than LeBron, and I went to a concert last night, and literally just standing in place for like 6 hours, like my knees were shot. So like, I can respect like being his age and like having to play like all these like important basketball minutes,
and at a high level, like
at the highest level, yeah.
Like I cannot take that away from him. I can take away people calling him the GOAT because he's not better than Jordan, but I can definitely acknowledge that he's the king of longevity. Like all those steroids he took definitely paid off because he's playing great. Well, at age 40, he's playing great basketball still. Just wasn't enough for them to get the dub. He didn't have it offensively at the end, but I'm sure Redick will make some adjustments. The one thing I noticed is that Lakers, what kind of hurt them was that they were kind of overly relying on Luka down the stretch. Like they had just a ton of possessions where it's just everyone standing around and Luka trying to make a play, go one-on-one. And like a couple of times he bailed him out with some big plays, but other times like he just didn't have it. Like he had a couple turnovers. He just missed an open layup. Like he missed some step back threes. It's like I would like to see, if I wanted them to win, I would have liked to see JJ Redick actually kind of try to run some offense, get LeBron involved, rather than just have him just standing in the corner doing nothing.
Yeah. Excuse me. I haven't been watching too many of the other games, but I've been watching like a lot of the highlights and stuff, just kind of trying to keep up with it. And...
Yeah, I mainly been watching that game, that series, and the Nuggets, the Nuggets series. Those have been the best of far. In a little bit of the Pistons and Knicks because that Pistons team is actually pretty good.
Yeah, I feel less bad about like them giving us a hard time all season.
Yeah, they're like a legit team. So I think they definitely have a bright future. And the Warriors series, I've been watching that as well. That's where Steph Curry, man, holy.
Yeah, we talk about like coming out of these series and hating the other team because of like how like I feel like a lot of these teams play a little chippy and everything, but like when the Celtics lost to the Warriors in the finals, I couldn't even be mad because like Steph Curry is one of those few players. Like it's very rare when there's a player on another team where you're like, oh man, I love watching them play. You know what I mean? Like, but like Steph Curry, like it's almost impossible not to like him. And I mean, even when he's like cocky Steph Curry, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because when we played against the Celtics, he was cocky Steph Curry, but I
100%.
never like disrespect. Like I like, you just have to like hand it to him and be like, damn, it got curried.
Yeah, like he's he's just he looks compared to all these other guys looks like always looks like one of the smaller guys in the court, but he's like deceptively strong. He's like competing and what can you really say when he hits a 30-footer in your face like hats off to you, bro.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That's why I love when the Olympics rolls around and I get to watch Team USA, because like as much as I hate on LeBron, like watching him with the USA on his chest, it changes a little bit, and you can like kind of really appreciate. Like I'm very patriotic. Like my dad was a Marine. You know, I grew up different than a lot of people, so like I love the fucking Olympics. I'm like total USA guy. You know what I mean?
Oh, I still absolutely hate it on LeBron, but I was rooting for Curry.
Yeah, no, but like Curry with that like fucking iconic shot,
Yeah,
like in the Olympics against France, like it's just like it's so nice to be able to root for these guys sometimes, you know. But like even like Kobe, okay, like Kobe, obviously, Lakers, you know, Celtics Lakers, the ultimate rivalry. I always respected Kobe, you know, like because I felt like he always played the game the right way, you know, and that's why I would actually say a lot of people are like, oh, it's either Michael or LeBron. I'm like, no, I think actually I would rate Kobe over LeBron.
100%.
Yeah, so like I think watching that documentary about that Redeem team and seeing the way that Kobe kind of like changed the culture, like it's just, you know, things like that you respect, but then you see guys like LeBron that are like you know, that I don't feel like like obviously you can't say he always plays the game wrong, but there are times he just does not play the game the right way.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there are definitely times when he didn't play the right way, or he like quit on his team, or he just straight up, just choked, or he's got his giant ego. Like I can't stand the guy. Like seeing like when I saw how LeBron just checked out during the entire Mavericks series in the finals, I was like, he's never going to be the GOAT, bro. like that would never happen to Jordan and Kobe. If you beat them, they're going to give you everything they have. Like you're not going to take them out of the game, bro. It's just not happening.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of sports, though, I saw this kind of late in the day, and it honestly, like, I've been thinking about this a lot because we've been seeing stuff like this in a lot of like the way that the fans interact with the players and like what they're entitled to for the price of their ticket. So in the Red Sox game today, they're in Cleveland, okay, and there's a guy on the Red Sox. He was the All-Star Game MVP last year, Jarren Duran. There's a Netflix documentary where they followed around the Red Sox last year, and I think it was episode 3. They did a huge feature on Jarren Duran, and he talked about how he really struggled with his mental health,
right?
Especially his rookie year, and he went home after the season, put the gun in his mouth and pulled the trigger, and it jammed. So a very brave thing to have to admit to in a very macho, masculine sports world. And like I feel like the fact that the way that they actually like have shown and presented his story, if people watch it, it's gonna save lives. And they show like his gloves, how it's like I forget the exact phrase and saying, but he's got like these two things that are like very like, you know, inspirational, like, you know, but like today somebody at the game very audibly, it shook him up a little bit. There's like they yelled something to the extent of, "It's too bad you didn't finish the job," like kind of thing to him.
What a fucking piece of shit.
I know, and it's like I understand like being at the game and wanting to try to make a difference and trying to, you know, throw people off their game, but like you've got these people that are there. These are real people at the end of the day, you know? And like I don't I it's just it's crazy. I just can't believe
What was that? What was
the
that
things.
documentary? I actually want to check that out.
The documentary is so well made, and like even if you don't really care about sports, like obviously it does. um it's the clubhouse a year with the Red Sox.
The Clubhouse at the Red Sox. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it's so well made. And like,
Well, I love a good sports documentary or show, no matter
yeah,
what it is.
and sure they're gonna show some sports ball stuff during it and whatever, but like I there's like another feature in that episode where they show Jaron Duran drives like a 80s, maybe, yeah, like an 80s Ford Bronco that he's like
Mm.
built up and everything. And he's it's after the game, and he goes out and it won't start. So he like just opens the hood and starts working on it and trying to figure out what's going on. And yeah, it's on Netflix. And another player comes out, Tristan Casas, a young guy, and he's kind of like just staring at him. And it's kind of funny, like the juxtaposition, because like you've got this guy who's just going to go in and get his hands dirty, and this other guy who literally paints his fingernails. But like they show Tristan, like he just comes out and he gets down and he like lays down under the Bronco with Jaron, and he's like, "What you doing, buddy?" He goes, "I won't start." And he's like, you know, so Tristan gets up, he gets on his phone, he starts calling somebody, and he's like, "Yeah, like what'll it cost to get you to come out here and look at this?" And like, the guy on the line, you can hear him say, "I can't help you." He goes, "Oh, why not?" He's like, "Because I'm a limousine company." He goes, "Oh, I thought you were AAA." So then he's like, "All right, well, okay, fine, all right, I'll try again." And then he goes back over to Jaron. He's like, "What do I got to do to get your hands out of there, man? Those are $100 million hands. Can we like?" He's like, "Don't worry about it." And like, and Jaron's just on like FaceTime with his dad, just trying to fix the truck, you know? And like it's like these really cool little things you're not gonna see, you know? The documentary is really good. It shows like one of their young pitchers, Brian Bello, who's from the Dominican Republic. He's having a hard time at the beginning of the season, and it's because his wife is having visa issues, and they just had their daughter born, and she can't get in the country, and he's like kind of struggling with that. And it's like, you know, I get being upset about the sports ball, but sometimes you got to remember that these are, yeah, they're getting paid lots of money, but they're humans too, man. You just never know what they're going through, and to see somebody actually try to like use someone's mental health and a suicide attempt against them today,
just to
like
talk
just
from it for a baseball. It's so funny.
yeah. But like they showed like the crowd, and like even the Cleveland fans that were around him were like in this guy's face, like everybody knew that the line was crossed there. And I just feel like that type of shit has no place in life, you know?
No, that dickhead should be banned for forever. Like they
Yeah.
should
Yeah.
never be allowed at another game. Fuck them.
But like I've heard a lot of the NBA guys talk about this stuff too, you know? And like you hear about it like with you know, it's come up from time to time where, you know, there's some racial slurs that are thrown and stuff like that. And it's just stupid. Like
a
what's
lot
the
a lot of Utah in those stories.
Yeah, well, I mean, Boston's had to deal with it, and I always
For
hate it,
sure.
you know. And like I just feel like, you know, I look at something like this, I'm like, oh yeah, see, it's not just Boston, you know. But like at the same time, I'm also like,
Boston and Utah.
yeah, it's like you just there's no place for this stuff, man. Like there's this guy on Facebook. I mean, I'm sure he's on YouTube too, but he shows up in my feeds all the time, and he heckles, but he like does the like most hilarious heckles, and I wish I could like think of any of them right now, but like
that would have been great for the pod.
yeah, he just says like all these like I bet you pay full price for your car insurance. You know, like all these kind of like crazy things. And sometimes the players turn around and they're like, you know, and acknowledge him and stuff like that. But yeah,
So
he's in San Francisco.
Wholesome heckles.
Yeah, like they're funny, but like
Yeah.
you know, you don't have to like, I don't know. I hate that shit, man.
No, you're absolutely right. That's fucking gross. Because I saw it on your feed. I saw it on the feed, and I didn't know like the context behind it. But knowing what fans have said, just from my experience, like when basketball and everything, that I was like, whatever it is, I'm sure that dickhead deserved it. Get him the fuck out of the game.
Oh yeah.
like I'm in situations like that, I immediately take the player side. Like,
yeah,
because I know how ridiculous fans are. Like
yeah.
whether or
That
not
one was tough though, because like when you watch this documentary, like I can never look at Jaron Duran the same way again. Like I'm gonna be patient with that dude all the time. He had an unfortunate situation last year where he got caught in a hot mic, like yelling at another fan, but he might have called him an F word. Like it sucks, but like it's things like that you don't even. He didn't say it to the fan; he just said it under his breath, like, but it got caught on the mic somehow. So like it became this whole thing, and it's like I could relate to that because it's like sometimes you just
Jay
say
says just somehow Jay just lets the F word out.
yeah, it just slips, you know what I mean? Like and you don't even mean to say it, but it just like happens. Like I don't know. It's wild, but like I'm just so sympathetic to like
For sure.
people that are real about that stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely important, especially in sports. Like, there's a lot of players who would have benefited if there wasn't such a stigma around the mental health space. There was. Now I remember the whole Royce White situation where he's really really talented NBA prospect, but he had a lot of mental health issues. He was trying to proactively like deal with it, and the NBA just had just no interest in help.
Wasn't he the one that couldn't fly?
Yeah, and they had no interest in like accommodating him, like, or addressing mental health. And it took like a lot of players, like Kevin Love being one of them, to try to push the NBA to get out of Stone Ages and like start taking mental health seriously.
Yeah, I mean, I do understand why there is like this, I don't know the right way to put it, but like there is this like, oh, you got to tough it out kind of thing, but I feel like as men, that's something that we deal with, like, it's hard to like be in your feelings, and like there's like this stigma around it, like you can't talk about this shit.
Men are objectively just treated like shit in society. Like we're looked at as everyone I think someone said something to the effect of the only people in society that are loved unconditionally are dogs, women, women and children.
Yeah.
Men are loved for what they can provide. and it sucks. I think men, especially in terms of solidarity, need to kind of come together more and be like, what? No, it's okay. It's okay to talk about your mental health. It's okay to feel because men feel things, but a lot of them are, especially depending on what culture you grew up in, are told to just shove it all down and ball it up. Like, no, it's okay. Like, I was watching some shorts on my phone earlier, and I saw Reggie Miller was on Steven Jackson's podcast, and he was telling stories and talking about his sister Cheryl. And at one point, like, he got choked up about it because he was really, he's got, obviously loves his sister a lot. He was just talking about the times they grew up, how what influence she had on him. And I was looking at that, and I look at the comments, and it was surprisingly wholesome. Like, I was like, wow, I feel like we're definitely making progress, because most of the comments were like celebrating Reggie Miller and how open he is, and showing how great it is that he has such a love for his family and stuff like that, rather than just be like, oh, he's crying, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and I feel like one of the other things is that like everything is for the meme now.
Yeah.
So like just people just like will just say shit that they don't even really mean, just because they like, oh, look at me, and like,
yeah, the rage bait culture, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I just
a lot of stupid kids doing it.
Yeah, and I don't know how you fix that anymore.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah. Yep. There personally, I've never had therapy myself, but yeah, I definitely recommend, especially if you're going through any issues. Like if you can afford it, there's a lot of therapy options these days that are affordable. I definitely recommend seeking that out if you feel like you're having a hard time, because you don't want to wait and then just be too late. Definitely seek help if you feel like you need it. Like that's very important.
One of the Barstool guys just tweeted about that situation. The simplest, fairest, most effective solution for dealing with the fan who told Jaren Duran to kill himself: name and shame. ID him and let the internet do its thing. And like, I don't feel like something like that should necessarily ruin somebody's life forever. But at the same time, I do kind of feel like if you're gonna like put that out there in public, you kind of get what you deserve. You know what I mean?
I have a feeling that's not a very. I have a feeling if anyone delved into that guy's life,
Oh yeah,
probably not a very nice person.
yeah. Once it gets on camera, like if anybody like figures out who it was, like by watching and seeing it on camera,
They will.
They'll get identified. The internet will do its job, and like I don't know, but even that I kind of think is like a catch-22, because like sure the guy deserves to eat shit, but like at a certain point you know that like it's that even that is gonna get overdone.
Yeah, even in the Mara Route situation, like over the strike, they're literally not like, it was one thing for people to just like, oh, Necros, you suck, you're an idiot, making TikToks, taking him out of context, but like he's getting death threats now, because he said, because keep in mind all he said, he said in a clip from last season that was taken out of context that the support role is the easiest in the game, and people are now calling for him to die.
Yeah, I mean that's I don't get it, man. That shit's fucking stupid. And keep in mind, like most internet death threats, like 99.9999% of them are just words being typed on a keyboard.
They're complete pussies. They would never do it.
Yeah, right. But like, it's just, dude, like get a grip. It's just quick play.
It's literally a video game.
Yeah.
We're literally talking about a streamer hurt your feelings about you potentially not being very good at a video game. Oh, like come on, fucking get over it.
I mean,
he said support is easy. Like bro, like you're not really helping your case here by you're going to go on strike. Like people were saying support players are babies. They have fragile egos and they're super entitled, and then they respond by going on strike because a streamer hurt their fifis. Like I mean, you're kind of proving their point.
I don't. And some people I think are just using that as an excuse to justify DPS quick lock. But
yeah, for sure. Like there, I've definitely seen an uptick in DPS shitters as well. like
I did see though, like I did see one thing that I apparently he said like something shit randomly ends up in my feed, and I've been logging into Instagram and even TikTok a lot the last 24 hours, just because I was uploading like some videos from the concert, and I saw something where he was like, whenever somebody's playing as Spider-Man and they're doing shitty, what do they tell them to do? They tell them to switch to support. And like there is kind of something there, but like also Spider-Man is one of those characters that like in order to contribute, you have to like be good. You know what I mean?
Extremely good.
It's a very Spider-Man, as much as I fucking hate him, like in this game, if you go up against a good Spider-Man, it can like literally ruin your night, and I get that, but like I don't necessarily tell people like we run into games where it's like, where I'm like, oh, thank God we have a Black Widow, because like that's a character that in order to contribute, you are not going to play much objective, and you have to be good with your shot. You have to have some skill,
Yeah.
right? Whereas but usually I'm like, play someone useful like Moon Knight, or like somebody else that like you can actually just be talentless like you are and get away with it.
Yeah.
Play Namor,
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily always recommend go support, but like seriously, get off one of the higher skill characters.
If Rocket is available, I'll definitely tell them just go support, because like it takes literally no brain cells to play Rocket correctly.
And I will be honest, when you were talking about that earlier about character, like, oh, yeah, it's easy to play some of these characters. I did think of Rocket right away, like, because Rocket is one of those characters where, like, although I am starting to notice, I didn't notice it at first, but I am noticing some of the setbacks he's been dealt.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, they used to be a character you just basically just keep shooting your heels down and you'll get tons of XP,
Yeah, the only thing you have to do now to make an adjustment is, first of all, bounce the orbs more, because there's currently a bug where he gains extra burst. You get extra burst healing if you bounce it off the ground or off a wall, and so you're essentially just giving them 100 heals per orb, and also just kind of stay close to walls more often, because they nerfed his dashes, so you can't like spam them like you used to be able to. So
right,
you got to be a little more careful with your positioning and your movement, so that but you can still essentially play the character to say essentially the same way. Just hold one button, pump out your heals. If someone dives you, run up the wall, keep pumping out heals, dash if you have to. Like it doesn't take a lot. Like I would not tell someone to go on Loki. Like if they were shitty on DPS, I would not say, all right, go Loki or go Adam. Like, no, you're going to be shitty on those characters too. Like,
yeah, I do feel like I've played a little bit of a decent amount of Loki at this point, and I'm still not all the way there. Like, there's some characters that I just feel like even when I'm trying to heal, I'm not doing enough, So
yeah.
it's not all of them are not easy, but I do understand, like, I feel like I play Cloak and Dagger really well. I do play it very aggressively, but I feel like I can play Cloak and Dagger really well. But there are people like, oh, who cares? Yeah, you're Lord on Cloak and Dagger. So isn't everybody else, So I get
Again,
it.
a very easy character to play, but there is definitely an element of skill required, because you have to properly. The biggest issue with Cloak and Dagger players is that they have bad cooldown management and bad positioning. Like you have to know when to swap to your cloak form and try to do damage, and when to stay in dagger and focus on healing. And a lot of cloak players do struggle with that, as well as when to use their different cooldowns. But if you know what you're doing on cloak and dagger, very easy to get value on. Extremely powerful character, even with their ult being nerfed. I think the streamers calling Cloak and Dagger D tier are absolutely insane, especially in the current dive meta. Cloak and Dagger is an incredible anti-dive healer. Like, literally just throw down your bubble and stand in it and just laugh in Iron Fist's face while he tickles you. Like, they're a great anti-dive character.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just feel like there are a lot of people that also just play the game like it's Call of Duty, and they don't understand the situation. Like, if you're playing what do we call it? The Conquest, is that where you capture the point in the middle?
Yeah.
If you're playing Conquest, not the best to have two flyers, like, you need people that can help take the point at a certain point or help maintain it. So, like, I don't know, just people like,
I mean, flyers are great. Flyers are great to have, I think, regardless. I think the main issue is that people, the misconception people have about those type of objectives is that they have to like constantly stand on the point and never leave it. So they'll like often miss opportunities to force staggers, and it just in general put themselves at a disadvantage in team fights, because having flyers is great, because what you want to do is after you capture the point, what you want to be able to do is not only push for staggers, but also meet them early because their goal is to get to the point and try to take it from you. But if you meet them early and force them to burn resources, maybe even get a pick or two, even if they push you back, okay, well, they're pushing you back to your stronghold, a point that you've already captured. So it's still good to be able to have characters who are hard to hit, who can put pressure from height and different hard to angles, especially someone like Human Torch, who is unbelievably overpowered this season. You definitely want to have him on your team because he can literally cut off areas that they're trying to come through.
But I think Liam makes the point that I'm trying to get to, is that I feel like a lot of times that flyers just play the bitch ass way, and they don't end up contributing enough. It's kind of like somebody playing Spider-Man aggressively when you're trying to move the payload, and they're like nowhere to be found to help, and you feel like you're playing, 6-on-5 sometimes. Like there's just certain characters I don't like in certain scenarios, and I don't feel like there's enough people that consider the situation, like it's like everybody's trying to lock in, like, oh, I just want to play this character, like, and I say that with like one of my favorite people to play with, Free Willy, being like a god tier Johnny, right? But
I think there's never a bad map to have a really good Johnny Storm player, especially in the current meta, because
but I don't think you always have to have like Johnny Storm and Iron Man, like
that's a lot. My thing is that it only matters to me if they're good. Like the only character where I'm like, okay, I don't want this character here, is if it's like Jeff on a map where he can't spit anyone off
light, yeah.
Because that's the situation where his ultimate is literally almost useless.
You're just annoying them.
except for moving people off the point, which costs to be valuable, but you're no longer getting those big hills on Jeff. You're now just moving them, so he's actually a lot less valuable here with his ultimate. But I feel like if your flyers are good, they're always good to have, because if they can't stop your Iron Man, Storm, and Human Torch combo, then you're going to capture the point anyway, because they're all going to be dead.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know,
I'm more so look at matchups. Like if you're not, like, if you're playing quick play, everyone's available. But if you say they happen to have like a really good Hela and a Hawkeye on their team, maybe not the best to have 3 flyers, because they're just going to die. There's not even about a point situation. They're just going to die.
Speaking of the hero of our story.
Yes, I knew Greek would have the correct take, as usual. Yeah. The support strike is dumb, and I mean, we knew it wasn't going to last long. We knew NetEase was going to address it, so we'll see what the changes end up being. They haven't announced the specific changes, but they did address the community in a blog. They said they're going to make some adjustments to the point system to make it more fair. They did find that there was an imbalance, and they're going to address that in a way. We'll see if they address that for the better. And they're also going to be doing some nerfs and buffs. They mentioned specifically Captain America and Groot are getting slight nerfs to their survivability. Strange is getting a slight buff to his ultimate charge. He'll be able to get to it faster. And they're going to be giving certain support players, they didn't say which, but certain support players a damage boost so that they could be more of a threat and better be able to take fights and defend themselves, which could be very interesting, because I'm wondering how much of a boost it is and which supports, because there are definitely some supports that could be really crazy if they had more damage. Like if Cloak and Dagger got a significant damage boost, they would be pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Because right now Dagger and Cloak are a bit of a tickle monster. Like the best thing you could do with Cloak and Dagger is switch to Cloak and do the fade, which helps your team more so, because whoever gets hit with the Cloak takes 28% more damage. So that more so helps your team. So that's how Cloak and Dagger end up getting kills, because if you weaken the enemy team, you can end up getting some sneaking in, getting some picks there. But yeah, if they got more damage, I think they should have gave Rocket more damage. I think they made a big mistake with Rocket. I know they wanted to address the complaints about his ultimate not having healing, but I kind of think they should have just leaned more into the damage aspect, because they made Rocket less interesting to play by kind of catering to the heal bots, because they took away they gave him more healing and they took away his movement. Where the more interesting way to play Rocket was being like kind of more aggressive and taking advantage of his damage. The only downside of Rocket's damage is that he has extremely bad fall off. So you have to basically be within 9 meters to really do damage with Rocket. But if he got more damage and could do it for more range and had better movement, I think Rocket would be a lot more interesting to play, rather than just standing in one spot, holding the same button and spamming orbs.
Yeah, he is definitely. I do feel like I just spend a lot of time just left trigger.
Yeah, like before the nerfs, I was watching a video spectating the number 1 Rocket player, and I was watching him play, and he was playing Rocket like a really aggressive flanker. Like, he wasn't just sitting there heel botting. He was like running around walls, double dashing, hitting off angles, and just assassinating people, taking one-on-ones, just melting them down. And I'm just like this is some fun Rocket gameplay. I could get behind this. Like, they should lean more into this. Let people who want to play this way be able to get away with that. But instead, they just made it so that you kind of just have to sit back and just heal. It's like, I don't like it. Give supports more options to make plays. I think that's the biggest, I think, design flaw of the support right now. They don't have enough interesting supports that have like a lot of skill expression and in their role. And we'll see how Ultron ends up being. When he comes out, they did confirm he's a strategist, so we're not leaking anything. But he, they did confirm he's a strategist. They did it themselves, so we'll see how his kit is designed and if it's more interesting.
I loved it earlier in the week when there were like all these leaks again of all these characters, and like they're all like off the beaten path characters. I'm like,
except for one X-Men which
honestly, if we're being honest, like is probably like at least 12 or 15 in line.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm like, honestly, the only character out of all of them that I thought actually had a shot was White Fox, because that's an original character to Marvel games.
Right.
That's a character that's a Luna Snow, know, and
I saw in the event that they teased they had Jean Grey and Elixir in the lore, and obviously a lot of people would want Jean Grey, but Elixir definitely a more obscure character.
I've never even heard of that character. Right, and I feel like I swear to God they play it off like they're not trolling, but I swear to God they are.
They actually.
I'm sorry, like you're telling me that that we're gonna put all these characters in the game and not fucking Jean Grey,
Ghost
Rider, Daredevil,
Blaze,
like all these, like
still sitting in Wakanda.
Yeah, like you're telling me we're not gonna put all, like, I feel like some of these characters obviously can have a place in the lore, but like, I mean, you're not putting fucking characters I've never even actually heard of before, or if I've heard their name before, it was like because they're like a general character in like lore, like the universe, like in other like in mythology or something. You're gonna put them in over like Deadpool? No, shut up.
Yeah, Elixir. Like, I had to look him up. I was like, "What the fuck is Elixir?"
I listen. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I know every comic book character that ever existed, but I've never heard of that one, and I don't think most people have.
Apparently, he came out in 2003. I had because I literally had to look this up. He debuted in 2003. He's a mega level mutant. He specializes in healing. He's a super healer.
Yeah, so it sounds like they're like attempting to go like off the beaten path to get more strategists or support characters. But like I'm sorry, there's no world. Even now that we're guaranteed a new character a month after the season, okay, there is no world where we're gonna like there is just way too many Marvel characters to start. Like there's only so many. You could get away with like one Jeff the Shark a year, right?
Not
like,
but you only want to go too crazy with like Big Will and Pace Poppy.
all right, yeah, like. And like I feel like I have no respect for like the big wheel shit, because like I know that that's just a meme.
Yeah,
you know, it's like there's no real world that anybody is like wants big wheel.
But
like,
at this point, Insomniac definitely needs to put Big Will in Spider-Man 3. Like for sure, for sure, we gotta have the Big Will. But no, I think they're definitely going to lean more into popular characters. They'll throw it like because we saw even this one. Like I feel like there was less interest this season with it being headlined by Emma Frost, and she's not like an unknown, but she's like definitely not an A-lister. And obviously, Emma Frost.
Emma Frost is a B-lister. I feel like
she's definitely not. Yeah, I was like, she's definitely not an A-lister. Obviously, when people saw her character model, the search traffic went, through the roof. But I saw like a general lack of less enthusiasm compared to last season, because last season the headline was the Fantastic Four, and this season is headline Emma Frost and Ultron.
Yeah, I think Emma Frost makes sense if you're a really hardcore comic book nerd, because she has been one of the leader of the X-Men for a minute. Hellfire Club obviously as well. Married, I think she's married to Tony Stark now, but I think she kind of like got him. She was like a home wrecker with Cyclops,
and there was a whole like a T'Challa situation.
Yeah, I mean, like she's definitely been a major player in the comics. She was a part of the Phoenix 5 as well. I don't know if you are familiar with that storyline, but when the Phoenix Force came back, speaking of the like one of my favorite costumes for Marvel Heroes was the Phoenix Force costume for Namor. The Phoenix Force, like basically, it was Cyclops, Namor, Colossus, Magic, and Emma Frost all took in parts of the Phoenix Force, and all of their costumes were god tier level. So yeah, we need more of that. But anyway, she's had like
if they had Jean, I'm sure we will. If they had Jean.
Plus, she was in the new. She was in some of the X-Men stuff. January Jones played her.
Yeah. I grew up watching the X-Men cartoons, so I was always familiar with Emma Frost because she had a lot of roles in those, like even I think X-Men Revolution, but yeah, the original 90s X-Men, she had a big role in that.
So, I was never a big Emma Frost person, but yeah, they're definitely like doing a lot with her. She was in Fortnite, like so
yeah, I was never a huge fan, but she's just like a villain. I was like, oh yeah, I know her. She's a villain, whatever. I didn't really tap into Emma Frost beyond that. Wasn't interested, honestly, but I'm definitely more interested in Ultron in the new season.
Yeah, she had a major role in like Avengers vs. X-Men. That was a big storyline. So I would say like in the last decade or so, maybe 10-15 years, she's really become, again, not necessarily an A-lister, but that next level, like she's pretty important, and it does make a lot of sense, especially when you're doing the Hellfire Gala.
For sure.
As like that, you kind of have to have her.
Oh yeah, when they said the Hellfire Gala, when Doom said he's going to a gala, I was like, well, they have to have Emma Frost involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you see like a lot of the outfits that come out of it, like it's certainly a choice. And I actually with the new outfits this week, the Peach Momoko ones, somebody like I've actually seen it a few times. Oh, we need to stop having all these like Asian influenced, outfits. We need more comic book accurate suits. And like they also managed to throw in a racial slur.
Of course.
But that was the part that I was more annoyed with. But also it was like, yeah, it's kind of weird that you would say you need more comic accurate suits when these suits are based on designs by Peach Momoko from
The
the
literal
comic
the
books.
literal Demon Days comic.
Maybe it's not the comic book that you read, but it is a comic book. And I love her. I've met her. I love her art style. I'm so mad. We met her at New York Comic Con last year, and I forgot all of my books at home. I had put a bunch aside, and I
Shame on you.
specifically had the one of her Psylocke books and one of her Thor books, like covers that she did, put aside to have her sign, and fucking forgot them. And I went booth to booth looking for the ones that I wanted, and nobody had them, so it was annoying.
Skill issue.
Yeah. So hopefully she'll be there this year.
She's great though. She had a costume designed in Spider-Man 2, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the Peach Momoko stuff. That's some of the coolest designs in the game. like anyone who just hates, who's obviously that person's a dickhead. So like it's a point. But I think they definitely been going crazy with the designs. I watched that. I was watching the art of Marvel Rivals, and it was really fascinating listening to them describe their process, their philosophy behind it. Some of that concept art was really cool that they showed early concept art from the menus. They showed Red Hulk. They showed early design of Storm that I want to print out and put on my wall.
I saw that there was some of that was out there. Was Red Hulk his own character?
Yeah, at one point they showed the character menu, and Red Hulk was next to Hulk as a separate character.
I don't necessarily agree with that, but whatever, it doesn't matter.
I mean, he didn't end up making it in, but yeah.
Right. I honestly feel like Red Hulk should just be a skin. Like and I say the same thing about A-Bomb, Abomination. Sell those premium skins. You don't need to waste a character slot on those characters to me.
Yeah. I'd rather there's not bother. Yeah, definitely plenty of Ghost of Yotei hype.
God.
I was already hype, obviously last year when they made their reveal, but got that surprise drop this past week, and looks, bro, the visuals. I mean, we all know Sucker Punch, cooks. Ghost of Tsushima, even for a PS4 game, looked like unbelievable, but the graphics on Yotei, holy shit, man.
Yeah, I'm the only disappointing thing was when I looked at the collector's edition, there's no steelbook, and I don't get it. So
no steelbook, tough.
Yeah, it comes with a digital code, so just throw a steelbook in there. Who cares?
I know you kids love your steelbooks.
I love my steelbooks. My favorite steelbook that I got this week, one of the greatest movies of all time.
Tombstone. So you getting your Ghost of Yotei collector's edition?
I will. I got it last time, and I'll get it this time.
Yeah, I think I will too. Especially, I want to get that mask. That mask looks so fucking sick.
Yeah, I have mine. You can kind of see it like right there.
Nova should be an Iron Man skin.
No, I mean, but listen, I've said all along, I don't see how Nova gets in this game. Like, you're not going to put Nova. I mean, you could, but like, you're obviously going to put Captain Marvel in the game over Nova, and I feel like Nova and Captain Marvel are going to have a similar skill set. So, the only reason Nova gets in this game is because I know for a fact Bill Roseman loves him.
Damn right.
Which is why he's in that side scroller game.
And Jay also, sent him $10,000.
Well, no, here's the thing. Like, one of the times I met Bill Roseman, I said, Bill Roseman was part of the writing for Annihilation, one of my favorite storylines in all the comics. And there's no surprise that Nova is one of the absolute superstars of that run. So, I feel like whenever you see Nova in a game, it is 100% because of Bill Roseman.
Absolutely. So
like for more reasons than one.
I think he'll definitely pop up in Marvel Rivals for sure.
Yeah, and when he does, Sam Alexander should just be a skin.
There you go. Yeah, I don't know how. We'll see what Digital Foundry obviously do their comparison, but I'm glad that I have my PS5 Pro for all the future games that are dropping. Like they're going to be like technically demanding, like your Ghost of Yotei, your GTA 6, Monster Hunter Wilds was a great one. Rise of Hydra, I'm sure, is going to be beautiful and demanding on the Pro. It's going to look great. I'm here for it. I'm here right. In general, I think it's definitely a luxury item. Like you can enjoy your normal PS5, but I'm definitely the main game I'm benefiting from having a Pro right now on is Marvel Rivals because I get to play at 120 FPS on console. But
yeah,
other than that, there's like a few games where it's like better, but it's just nice to have. It's just nice to have, I guess, some extra space as well.
I just see one of the Boston sports writers basically making the point I was making earlier. By the way, Celtics go up 3-1 on the Magic. He goes, I need this Magic series to be over. Stressful first round matchup as they come for a top tier team. To be honest, this Magic team is too good to play as dirty as they do. So,
of course, that was a Boston sports writer.
Obviously,
Okay,
there's a Boston Senate there, but like I'm not alone in thinking that I think they play a little dirty.
Yes, another Boston homer also agrees. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, I mean, but like I just need this. I agree. I need the series to be over. No need for them to like get hurt against the fucking Magic.
Yeah. There are certain games that are PS5 Pro enhanced. So there's obviously going to be some benefits, some more dramatic than others. I think the most glaring example was the difference between Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on the base PS5 and the Pro.
Suck it, Orlando.
They basically just looked like they were part of two different generations. But generally it's not a lot except for the games that are specifically have those enhancements. Like I think Monster Hunter Wilds was another one where the PS5 Pro version was substantially better than the base PS5 version.
Yeah, I haven't really played a ton. Ooh, somebody might be willing to say hello.
Ooh, hey. Good to see Wilson.
Come here, buddy. Ooh, say hi, buddy. Hey,
Wilson.
Say hi.
Wilson.
Say hi to Uncle Sadot.
Hey, boy.
Hi, buddy. How you doing? This is Wilson.
He looks so cute.
Looks a lot like Thor.
He does.
Stick your tongue out at him.
Like they could be brothers.
Stick your tongue out at him. He does have this cute little thing he does with his tongue where he's got this overbite, and a lot of times his tongue just sticks out like that. He does not love this though. But this is his bad eye right here. You can see it's like a little glassy when you see. Oh, there it is. There's the tongue. There's the tongue. Okay,
he's
buddy.
like, say, get off me, bitch.
Yeah. So anyway, there you go. There's your introduction to Mr. Wilson. Sorry.
If you feel like you want a little better quality, you can definitely upgrade your monitor a little bit. I still don't even know when I'm going to have time for Split Fiction, because I'm playing. Now I just started my playthrough of Oblivion Remastered, so I'm going to be busy with that for a while. You need some Elder Scrolls tips? Well, this is my first Elder Scrolls game, so I'm not necessarily the one to go to.
Yeah, I haven't played any Elder Scrolls stuff in a while. When Skyrim came out, I was hardcore into Skyrim. I loved that game so much. I did not play as much Elder Scrolls Online as I thought I would. I played it pretty hard for like the first month or two, and I had some friends that played it a lot for a long time, but I fell off on that for a bit. Came back at one point. But yeah, they're I mean, all the Bethesda games kind of feel similar. So like if you've played Fallout.
I definitely felt the similarity between this because I've only other played Fallout 4. That's my only other Bethesda game. I definitely felt the similarities, but
Yeah.
I'm definitely enjoying this a lot more than Fallout. I did a straight mage. Obviously, I didn't look up any guides or anything. I just kind of went off my own RPG experience. But I like how it came out. I didn't want to do a generic. When I saw that you could customize your class and put your preferred skills in there, I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. So I pretty much just put everything, magic related. I just looked and said, all right, if it's magic related, I want it on my build because I want to be able to cast all this cool magic. So I think I pretty much dedicated almost everything to a magic slot when I customize mine. I got a nice little collection of spells right now in my wheel. I can, that pretty much helps me in every situation. Like I'm what I use most often is just the summoning, summon a skeleton. That puts in so much work. And then from there, I'll either just shoot them with the bow or shoot them with fire. Like I have fire. I think those are what I use the most. I summon the skeleton. I use protect to put a force field around myself to reduce damage, or I just killed somebody and picked up a new spell that allows me to give a boost to my skeleton or my companions. Like it's pretty fun.
This has been my only issue with the game, and I'm glad he asked that. What is over? It means you have too much stuff in your inventory.
Yeah. All the items you pick up have, if you look at the stats, they all have a weight assigned to it. It's pretty common in a lot of like hard RPGs. So there are a lot of RPGs, modern ones, where you don't have to think about your inventory. You just collect your inventory, and maybe sometimes you can like destroy it and like convert it into like a resource or something like that.
Yeah, usually sell it.
Yeah, but in one of these more grounded RPGs, everything you pick up has weight to it. So if you have too much weight, that means obviously you're going to be a lot slower.
And for whatever reason, like there's always been ways to increase how much you can carry.
Yeah.
But like I feel like as early in the game as I am, I'm not picking up like too much, but I'm always over encumbered and it's annoying me.
Yeah, it's definitely annoyed the fuck out of me. Like I eventually I just started like kind of growing less attached to stuff because I'm like, okay, I can kind of keep, because I'm used to just reflexively just looting everything. But now I'm like, okay, well, I have to be more strategic here because there's no like anti-encumberment spells or anything like that. Like even Baldur's Gate 3, you can get some stuff like that pretty early on. Like there's no shops in the beginning where you can sell it or anything. There's no. So I just have all this stuff I just have to throw away. It just feels like kind of a waste.
I know we're kind of bouncing around a little bit, but I just saw this comic that I got in the mail with those pins I showed you earlier, and it actually kind of makes my point about why I don't see that we're going to get someone like Forge anytime soon. You've got this amazing cover right here, okay? It's foil, so it doesn't really translate very well. Right. But there are literally 11 X-Men on this cover that I would pick over Forge. You've got like Rogue, you got Nightcrawler, you got Beast, you got Gambit, Bishop, Jubilee, Jean Grey, you got Cyclops.
Jubilee is actually at the Hellfire Gala in Marvel Rivals.
Yeah. Excuse me, and Mr. Sinister, who I know we don't have a lot of villains, but like I would absolutely take him over. Actually, I think Mr. Sinister would be a great support, to be honest with you.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I don't know how you get to Forge when there's literally that one cover with all those characters, you know what I mean? But I understand there are times where it's like, okay, we just hit you with let's say Jean Grey, Nightcrawler, Gambit, and Cyclops. All right, let's just we're gonna do Forge now.
Praying for Nightcrawler.
I think Nightcrawler would, but then you think about some of these characters though, like Nightcrawler is probably just going to play like Black Panther and Spider-Man, to an extent. So I don't know. I do understand how you're gonna look at certain characters for being a little bit more unique.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's tough. I don't envy them having to pick like which character to drop next. You know what I
For
mean?
sure, because no matter what, someone's gonna be mad.
Right.
Definitely not a Souls game. It's an RPG.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think Beast. I agree with this. Beast, I would believe would be a support.
Was it going to do? Throw medicine beakers at people?
Yeah. Yeah, they'll figure something out.
I haven't played Shadows and like I haven't played Shadows this week. I've been playing all the new Xbox stuff.
Dude, I literally need 2 more achievements in that game, and I just can't for the life of me get them. I've probably spent at least 10 hours just working on these 2 achievements, and I've watched like so many people's videos, and I feel like I'm doing the right thing every time. One of them, you have to like kill somebody with bleed damage and then sheathe your sword, and I just can't do it right for some reason.
Skill issue.
And I've been building it out where like, oh, bleed doesn't degrade and like this and that, and like I've been trying to build everything up. Like literally, I've researched all this shit. Then there's another one where you have to like kill somebody that's afflicted with poison and I think stun, and like I just can't. I keep killing them too fast. So
the hard part.
but literally, those are the only two achievements I have left. And what I thought what's actually ended up being amazing was that like I just finally loaded up my PlayStation 5 copy of the game, and it unlocked every trophy that I already had.
Boom.
So I'm that close to a platinum as well.
Hooray for cross progression.
Yes. Seriously. Like I can't believe we're in 2025 and like we don't have cross progression in like a lot of these games. You know? Like it's just wild. Like I hear people all the time, like, and maybe it's not going to be as much like an Xbox and a PlayStation cross thing, but there are a lot of people like, oh, I would absolutely buy this game on PC if it had cross progression. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like that's got to be should have been sorted out by now.
And I think that's great with Ubisoft. I actually it would be something where I would actually potentially go get like Star Wars Outlaws if I was close to getting all the achievements, which I think I am, just so I could get the platinum, you know?
Speaking of Star Wars, did you see the leak earlier today for Star Wars Eclipse?
I did. It had like a picture of Yoda.
Yeah, they a bunch of I think 13 total concept art.
I only saw the one with Yoda.
There were 13 total character images that leaked. It's on Reddit right now. Artists who worked on the game, someone got those. They got those out there. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I forgot about Eclipse. So Eclipse, definitely a game that was reportedly in development hell. The lead writer left. There was some talk of they were worried it would get shut down. I know that it was caught up in NetEase restructuring, but NetEase is it was one of the studios NetEase is keeping around, so the game's development is still ongoing, and I'm hearing they're targeting 2026. And if that's the case, we should hear something by the end of the year, maybe at the Game Awards.
Oh, this is on MP first. Okay.
Yep. That's where I read it.
When I went to the Royal Rumble, that's who I went with. They one of their writers was like, I can't go. If you're willing to do the writing for this, we would you go for us? And I was like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So okay. It looks like this is gonna be like episode 1 to 3 era.
Yeah.
And these are all looks like they're all just background characters, right?
Some of them have names, so people speculated they might be like name characters in the files, but no, it's that big game I'm curious about. Like I'm always skeptical when a game is having like development issues, but I'm hopeful. You know, I would love a big ambitious narrative Star Wars game, AAA Star Wars game. I hope they manage to pull everything together. Outlaws made me realize how great a Star Wars game could be if it's like truly lean into the open world aspect of it. Obviously, there's a lot of things they could have improved on with Outlaws, but I love the idea of exploring more of a big narrative venture, multiple planets, all that good stuff. Because we're obviously not getting anything, not much good from the Star Wars movies and shows, but the games still have, I think, great potential for exploration. So I'm rooting for Eclipse. I hope they figured it out, and we can get something if they are targeting next year. Hope this is not delayed again, and I would definitely expect that by the Game Awards or maybe even during some of the summer stuff.
Like, listen, not Shadows, Outlaws. I loved Outlaws for what it was, and I think there's a place for more games like that. I understand a lot of people want like the flashier names and stuff like that, but like I loved Outlaws, and I'm rooting for Eclipse as well, because I think there's really just like so many good Star Wars game opportunities out there,
Sure. I check Reddit every day, but also have an AI assistant.
Oh. Yeah, there is a specific Reddit that is usually has a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah. I always check them every day. Obviously certain stuff like Marvel's will have privileged access to information, but
Yeah.
other stuff like I just do some research. Well, but it's I'm definitely looking forward to the festivities. I'm hoping the PlayStation Showcase, now that they went out ahead, showed all this stuff for Ghost of Yotei. I'm thinking that if they do have a PlayStation Showcase, we'll probably get like an extended demo for Ghost of Yotei, which is something they usually do for Spider-Man, for the Spider-Man games or whatever, like maybe like a 12 minute gameplay showcase, since the game is already going to be on sale by then. So we'll probably get that at the showcase. And then for Wolverine, if it shows up, they'll probably get like a gameplay trailer and a release window. We probably get something for Death Stranding 2. Maybe that new God of War thing they're working on. Intergalactic Heretic, I'm not expecting anything for a while. Here they're saying that game's kind of like still like a year or two away, a couple years away. So I don't think we'll see anything for that. Maybe Naughty Dog will announce the other game they were apparently working on, because they're apparently working on another game other than the Intergalactic Heretic. So maybe that gets into a first announcement. Hopefully an update on Phantom Blade Zero. Looking forward to that.
I played that last year.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's supposed to release next year as well. And obviously, we know that we had the one PlayStation Showcase where they had the KOTOR remake. So maybe this one will have Eclipse.
Yeah. I love Star Wars, and I love getting lost in those universes and stuff like that. So
sure. Yeah, I'm definitely rooting for those games to do well. I would love next month, if we get, or with summer, finally get some fucking gameplay for Rise of Hydra.
yeah.
Because apparently they're targeting Christmas, so they gotta hurry up.
I feel like there's just so many people that are like gun shy because of GTA. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I expect them to finally this summer. They definitely got to do that new trailer, but yeah, a lot of people are on hold because specifically, I think a lot of we would have had a lot of reveals by now if fucking GTA 6 had just given their release date already.
Yeah, I don't know what their deal is. I really don't, but I feel like Oblivion proved to us this week what I've said all along, is that you could literally shadow drop GTA 6 and it would fall through the roof,
Yeah, if your game
at any price.
Yeah, if your game has enough hype, like you don't need like a huge marketing campaign built around it. Like though to be fair, everyone pretty much knew the Oblivion thing was happening for like 2 months. Like
Yeah.
at
Yeah, but like I mean, we know GTA 6 is happening as well for a long time.
Oh yeah,
so it's kind of the same deal. Like
we know it's going to do well
it.
no matter what. But
Right.
the issue is that if you're a game developer, you have to know when it's happening,
right?
Because that literally affects your bottom line. Like you can't if you're playing if you announce your game and you start your marketing cycle for that release date, and then GTA 6 announces that they're releasing the same day as your game. Well, now you're fucked. you have to move the date. Like there's no way around it. So that's going to cost you money and time and yeah. So people are just kind of waiting and seeing when GTA 6 makes that announcement. Then after that, I think the floodgates are going to kind of open, and we'll get a lot more announcements, because right now people are just kind of waiting and seeing when GTA 6 is going to fall. Will it fall out of 2025 altogether? Will it? Well, we'll have to see.
Yeah. I don't see. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know how this game isn't done yet, but shout outs to them for making sure it's up to their standards.
Yeah.
I guess it's easy to do that when like your 17-year-old GTA 5 is still like outselling just about every game.
Yeah, 200 million copies will do that for you.
Yeah, it's a little easy to like keep like mastering your craft. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they have all the time in the world and all the resources. I'm definitely sleeping on Mind's Eye. That game was kind of mid. I'm not gonna
lie. Yeah, there's so much going on. I don't know. I've been kind of like, this week was tough because it was school vacation week, so my wife was home all week, and we obviously just got Wilson. So
yeah, Wilson. Yeah, Tides of Annihilation. I covered that on the channel when I was live when they first revealed that was like one of the highlights. Like I know me and a lot of people in chat were hype about that one. Obviously, I was already looking forward to Lost Soul aside. Tides of Annihilation, I'm even more excited for it. That game was crazy.
I haven't seen that one yet.
I can't wait for that. It's basically like Stellar Blade and JoJo with more clothes.
Okay.
It's pretty crazy. It's that same flashy combat you expect in like a Devil May Cry, but I really love. But she's got like stand power sets and a stand. She's like a stand user, and she's also really really hot. So it's it's got something for everybody.
As long as she's really hot.
Yeah. Unfortunately, she's British, but everyone can't be perfect.
Can't be.
But the game looks great. Can't wait to get my hands on that one. And the Invincible game. Kirkman was talking about apparently the development is going well. He's seen it. He says that he's more excited for this game than he has been for anything related to Invincible so far, which is definitely a statement. I'm definitely optimistic to see what this game ends up being. They're saying it's great. Obviously, still a lot we don't know. The webpage didn't go into tremendous detail about what it was, so we know it's obviously not going to be free to play. We know it's going to have story DLC and a narrative component, but there was also mention of like a competitive mode. There's a lot of buzzwords, so there's a lot of different games where it can fall under. Like it could be a fighting game with a story, with a separate story campaign. We've seen a lot of different games like that. Obviously, Injustice, Mortal Kombat has stuff like that, but you have the more like the anime games like a Xenoverse and Kakarot and Naruto Ninja Storm that have like kind of stuff, those games, just specifically Naruto, they had kind of some open world exploration. Kakarot was like a full open world game with that allowed you to play through the entire story in all these episodes. So there's a lot of interesting ways they can go with this Invincible game. I hope they go for the more exploration open world route rather than like another fucking fighting game we clearly do not need.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that too. I don't really want a fighting game.
I do not want another arena fighter or a side scroller fighter. I'm done with it. It's always the default. Like please do something else. Please. Tired of it.
I agree.
But yeah, the fact that there is going to be a story component, they mentioned previously, solving the issue of a Superman-like game by having tough enemies to fight. That makes me think that it'll be more our preference. But we'll see. I mean, maybe this will be something they announce at the Summer Game Fest. If they make good progress, I would love that I would love that trailer.
It is looking like I will not be there this year.
Sucks to suck, but can't go everywhere.
No, it's fine. I mean, I'm tired of going to LA anyway.
Yeah, LA sucks.
I mean, I like LA, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it's I never thought there'd be a day where it was the city I've been to the third most after Boston and New York City.
That's pretty crazy.
I like going to different places.
Makes sense. And you're saving money.
Well, I'm trying to slowly convince my wife that, well, since I'm not going to LA this year, maybe I'll go to Gamescom.
Oh.
And I even actually I might have I figured out that Europe is weird, man. It is small because I looked into flights and everything, and I'm like, oh, wow, it's the flight to Cologne is a little expensive. And then I wait, well, maybe I can fly somewhere else and then drive there. And I looked into, I'm like, okay, how far away is Paris from Cologne? Wait, it's only 4-hour drive? That's crazy.
Yeah, once you actually get there, it's pretty easy to go between countries.
Right. And then I'm like, that would be sick. I would love to do that. Fly into Paris and then drive to Cologne. But then I'm like, oh wait, they take the train everywhere. I bet there's a cheap train that I could just take there.
100%.
But I also do love driving, and my dream that I keep trying to convince my wife, I want to just fly to Europe somewhere and then just drive in a circle. You know what I mean?
You gotta vlog it.
Yeah, I would love to be able to take 2 weeks and just do that. Kind of see a little bit of everything, because I don't when I travel, I don't like being in the same place too long.
Definitely don't compare me to Shannon Sharp right now.
Oh boy.
I don't want nothing to do with that. I don't want nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
I know Dr. Umar was looking at me funny with my Emma Frost coverage, but I ain't Shannon Sharp level with some buddy hopping, bro. He on some other shit, bro. I don't know what Unc doing, bro. I saw some of those text messages. Holy, bro.
I do think it's wild how much must be being held back, because it's the third massage therapist situation. We had the big one with Deshaun Watson a few years ago.
Yeah.
Actually, fourth technically, if you consider Bob Kraft, the Patriots owner. He had his own little ordeal with that. Not nearly to the extent.
There was also that NBA player. I think he was on the Spurs.
Oh, I don't remember that. But the kicker for the Baltimore Ravens is in some trouble for something similar. And now we have the Shannon Sharp. It's weird because it seems like a situation where you would expect this to happen more often.
Do not Google. Do not Google the Shannon Sharp stuff, bro.
Yeah.
Do not Google that. Those messages were crazy, bro. Dude, 25K per cheek, outrageous. The ass, how are the tariffs on the ass now, bro? we're living we're living in crazy times right now, bro.
Yeah.
You'll not catch me in that situation. in that situation. No. Not me, sir. Not me. All right. Well, I know we covered. I think we covered everything. It's right at Jay's bedtime. Perfectly
My
timed.
brother and I were talking about this yesterday. I feel like I've just got like adult ADHD now. I feel like I've developed it because like I don't know. There were a couple of the bands last night that were like, oh, everybody put your phones away, just live in the moment. And I'm like, bro, I can't. I get anxiety. Like you are not that like I can listen to you and check what's going on in the Red Sox game at the same time.
Jay's officially a Zoomer now.
No, it is crazy because like I can't like keep focused on things the way I used to.
I feel you to some degree. I definitely would have watched a lot more anime if I wasn't checking my phone and bouncing around the YouTube.
I haven't even watched Andor yet.
I watched the first. I heard there was a controversial scene, but I literally had forgotten that Andor even premiered this week. So I watched the first episode. I'm in the middle of the second episode. It's okay so far, but I'll probably finish it before Tuesday. But yeah, not really tapped into Star Wars like that.
Yeah, well, yeah. So obviously, thank you to all the regulars that are out here. James keeping us entertained,
holding it down
in chat tonight.
Yep.
Sorry about your magic. But
appreciate you, Gabe, Issa, everybody. We'll catch you next week. I don't think there's anything crazy happening except for my birthday. So we'll be talking about Thunderbolts. Hopefully it's living up to the hype. It's a good movie. We'll have probably a spoiler-free review for that Sunday, and then we'll do spoilers the next week. So catch y'all. I'm Sadot the Gamer.
I am not Casual Avenger.
Thank God. Zip it up and zip it out. Peace, my naysayers.